Hey guys!
Sup?
I'm Nolly.
I'm Bo. I didn't put my ring on again.
I don't know. Is this a hint?
It's not. I just don't wear my ring at home.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Right. Okay. And welcome to another episode of Jinx on You.
We're a husband and wife duo that like to play games, love to have fun, but we're also trying to figure out this adulting thing. If that sounds interesting to you, then hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit like if you like the video. But if you don't like the video, send it to 3 people that you hate.
Wow. That is so specific.
Mm-hmm.
What are you drinking? Your can looks pretty funky.
So, thank you, by the way. So today, Nolly bought the drink for me. I am having a Sorcery Session IPA. That's that.
I bought it because of the can. Not for any sorcery of any kind.
Yeah, but it's sorcery like flying saucer.
Right.
That's
I was like, witchcraft.
Hence the my demon.
Hi,
So, what are you drinking, my love?
I don't even want to show it to you guys. I'm literally drinking box standard black currant squash. I'm feeling a bit something today. I'm tired.
Fragile.
So I think I needed to steer away from alcohol. So here we are. I was gonna say orange squash. Am I okay? Because it's definitely not orange. But anyway, I'm interested to know how it tastes. So have you got?
You guys
have
got your drink?
You got
a
it?
drink?
I think.
Okay, cool.
Already.
So, on that note,
Eyes.
Cheers and cheers.
I mean, I don't know why I'm tasting this squash. It looks less colored.
Colorful.
It's
So,
very weak. It looks weak.
what percentage is it? I'll find out later.
I can't see.
Yeah, because it's on the back.
Okay.
Okay.
I was trying to use infrared.
Infrared or X-ray? Okay. Yeah, 3.9%.
Says he who has strong stuff.
5.5 and above. That's my.
Okay. What do you think of it?
So, full disclosure,
Okay.
not a massive fan of session IPAs. But this was actually not too bad.
I don't even know what session IPA means, to be fair. So.
And you won't care.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
I can dig it.
Okay, cool. So we thought today we would continue with our conversation on mental health awareness, mental health, and based on our title, it's personal. We thought we'd have a personal discussion, and talk, because I think in the Black community, mental health is not talked about really. I think in Africa and other kind of
Jared.
Thank you. I was like, how do I word it? It's I think we've come a long way, but it's still definitely seen as you're just stressed, or
It ain't that deep.
it's something that happens in the white community. Doesn't happen to us Black people. So,
And I think we also felt that if we want people to engage in the conversation, then we also have to be vulnerable in it, which again is difficult. Vulnerability is hard to navigate, especially for me personally as a Black man, or as a man, and then being Black on top of it. So.
Before we delve right in there, you will have noticed that we've got a different setup here. Let us know what you think of it. What's the vibe?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Can you hear us better? How's our sound quality? How's our lighting?
Testing 1 2 1 2.
But yeah, let us know what you think of the new setup. We're just trying it out. It might not be permanent, but yeah, just comment and let us know your thoughts. So babe, have you? I mean, I think in our video previously, if you haven't seen that video, actually, pause, rewind, and check it out.
Yeah, we forgot to mention that it's Mental Health Awareness Month currently in I think it's worldwide, but when I looked online, it seems like it's UK and the USA.
Okay.
Who knows? But sorry.
Yeah, so we mentioned in our previous video that we both have suffered from mental ill health, and so yeah, can you think of a time when you suffered from it, and how did you know something was not okay?
Okay, so how I knew. Okay, so when this happened, this was probably 2019. Tail end
I
of.
thought you were going to say 20 years ago. I was like, wow.
Tail end of 2019, I'd say, and through most of 2020 for obvious reasons.
Global pandemic.
In
case.
Yeah.
Wasn't that obvious?
And how did I know something was wrong? I noticed that. So I don't want to say the cause of, but what exacerbated or brought my mental health struggles to light was was issues with relationships with certain members of my family. So anyway, there was breakdown of relationships. Essentially, I thought me being me was enough, and they seemed to disagree.
Okay.
It's probably.
I mean, I guess we don't have to specify the situation.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have a particular one in your mind to then help answer some of the questions.
And that was but essentially what I thought was valuable was not deemed as valuable, and there were certain expectations that were put on me that I was not meeting, but I thought I was exceeding in other areas. I don't know if that makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah. Sorry. I was saying all that to say, like, I really struggled with that because it felt like I was doing the right things or doing the more important things than what was expected of me.
Okay.
And that really, it hurt, and it really played on my mind in terms of maybe I'm not a good person, even though I feel like I've done enough to warrant at the very least the benefit of the doubt, and didn't feel I was getting the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. So how did you know that something was up? You were not okay?
It was anytime these family members tried to make contact with me, I almost, my body physically reacted. I couldn't answer my phone, and I was terrified to read their messages if they text me or whatever. I just felt really like just low and kind of irritable, and just not my usual happy-go-lucky self. And I could feel that my patience for you and Tando was really wearing thin, and I'm one of the most patient people in the world.
Yes, he is.
Which I know is not to know.
No, I was actually saying yes.
Right. But it just, a lot of who I was and how I had been, how up until that point I had identified myself as, seemed to be disappearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you realized that something wasn't quite okay, what did you do next then? What was there?
So the first port of call, so I'm blessed in terms of the relationships that I have cultivated over the past few years. So I had really good friends around me, married really well, because I had a confidant, someone I could talk to and be vulnerable with. And I think you were probably the first person I kind of said, like, babe, I don't think I'm doing okay, and I don't know what's going on. And then I also spoke to one of my closest friends. Shout out to Seamless 10. And he's an incredible DJ. I'll put his playlist in the description. Gotta plug the homie. But speaking to him, so he also works in mental health. I was gonna say industry, but anyway, he works within the
industry. But I get you.
What is it? Sector. Oh my life. He works within the mental health sector. So he essentially, both him and you were like, it sounds like you're something is, it's more than just you being tired, because I wasn't sleeping well either. Sleep, guys, or lack of sleep, the way it affects your mental health, good Lord. So I was getting maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep at night, but I wasn't staying awake dwelling on stuff. I was just awake. Anyway, I watched a lot of anime though. That was cool. Anyway, yeah. So having spoken to you two in particular, but also there's some other people like praying for me and just kind of having my back. That's when I realized, okay, it's not just in my head. Something is definitely not right. So
then, I guess you reached out to mental health professionals?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just stopped talking, didn't I? So, the way, actually, around the time when I started realizing stuff wasn't right, there was kind of like this big push for people to pay more attention to their mental health. Like there were adverts on TV and stuff. So an ad came up. I saw the website. I'm like, okay, let me check out what the website is saying. And that there was a form that I had to fill out, and it directed me to the appropriate people who could help me out. And so I went through the process of.
I was stifling in yours and I failed. I'm sorry.
Is my story that boring?
No.
I suppose you lived it. Anyway.
Wow. It wasn't boring.
I know. Yeah, so I reached out to mental health professionals. Long story short, I was put in touch with a counselor. And through talking to the counselor, the one thing that I think you really encouraged me with was to just go in and be 100%. Say everything. Talk about how you feel. I don't know. You're so good at what you do. It's just second nature. So yeah, so from session 1, I was just like, I feel like this, that, and the other. And they were. So I saw 2 different counselors.
Not at the same time.
Not at the same time. Okay. One after the other. And they were both really good at bringing out certain aspects of how I felt and where my mind was at, and kind of pinpointing why I was feeling like that. Yeah.
Okay. How did you, being a man, be the head of the house, a black man, did that have any bearings on your ability to reach out?
I think. So I was at an interesting point in my life where I was now getting used to being vulnerable, just generally in my relationships, which is why I had good friends to turn to. Not just you, but, like DJ Seamless 10. I'll put his playlist.
Okay.
But I think had it been maybe 3 or 4 years prior, I might have struggled a bit.
Okay.
Because, again, especially in the context of you and our little one, because yes, I forgot to mention, like, part of the struggle I had with the family members was there was a bit of conflict between them and yourself, and I took it upon myself to be a shield to protect Nolly and Tando, our little one, but without realizing that the shield takes all the blows. So in an attempt to shield my family, I was taking all the blows and not realizing that I was getting damaged in the process. So I think that at least the man side of me was like, yeah, well, as long as Nolly and Tando are good, then everything's good.
And what were the benefits of then, dealing? with and kind of seeing a therapist. And would you go again?
Yeah. So the thing is, we're supposed to have regular physical checkups.
Okay.
And a lot of us, I mean, when those of you who are trying to be healthy or who are healthy and do a lot of fitness stuff, we spend a lot of time making sure our body's okay. But the reason why we can push ourselves and stay fit or even train to a competition level is because of our mind. It has nothing to do with our actual physical strength. I mean, I say nothing. It's 90%. It's 90% mental.
Wow, that's 90, a whole 90.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what I really discovered when we started running. Because there were points in the run where my body was like, yeah, okay, dude, you're done. But I was like, nah, I think I've got a little bit more. And so the reason why I would do it, like, I mean, the only way to continually do it is through private therapy. I was like, what is the word?
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
which is not cheap. But yeah, if you can afford it, I would personally continue doing it because
long term.
Yeah, long term. Even if it was just like a couple of months just to have a checkup to see, hey, how are you doing? Because I'm in a much better place than I was back then. But I think it's such an important facet of taking care of your whole self.
It's true. I agree. I think I think I'd go as far as say I think some of, if not most of our physical ailments tend to have a link to the mind and our mental state.
So you'd say some of our physical ailments are symptomatic of mental state.
Wow, I see what you're doing here.
I'll be listening to you.
But on that note, we'll pause it there. Comment below and let us know what you thought. Like, do you agree? Are there things that you disagree with? What are those disagreements and what are those agreements? Have you ever suffered from mental ill health? And what treatment did you use? Was it helpful? Would you go again? What do you think of therapy? I've asked you a lot of questions.
Should we narrow it down? Comment below if you could relate to anything I talked about.
Okay, and this is why he's the words guy. But on that note, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.
Take care.
Bye.